Well, SmackDown last night was pretty good. It was pretty good. I didn't cover Raw this week because everything on Raw just felt... what the fuck am I supposed to talk about, really? Really, what am I supposed to talk about happened on Raw that's worth making a video about? So I didn't bother, but a lot of things happened on SmackDown, which is a rare occasion, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Cody, Randy, Kevin Owens. We're going to talk about Roman, Jimmy, the new Bloodline. We're going to talk about all that. They're the only really topics we're going to talk about from SmackDown, though, because I ain't got all day. And my microphone is back. You can see no more shit audio, thank God. We're going to talk about Bryan Danielson. There's some news come out about him straight from Bryan Danielson, which is not good at all. But first, we're going to talk about some news. Because the Wrestling Observer this week was published, which means every news channel was putting out their video, Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer, and all that shit. So we're going to talk about the things that Dave has said is news, and then we're going to get into the Bryan Danielson stuff and so on and so on. So the first thing that Dave put in his newsletter, The Rock is apparently missing WrestleMania, according to Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer has been told by sources that Dwayne has told people that he cannot make WrestleMania 41, which goes against the report from WrestleVotes, who say it's going to be a triple threat between Cody, Roman, and Rock. So, first of all, I don't think Dave's making this up. I do think that it's been fed to him just to try and throw people off a bit, because at the end of the day, Dave Meltzer doesn't really have WWE sources anymore. Just because of the new regime, there's people that just don't take him seriously anymore. And WWE are known for putting out information to certain dirt sheets to swerve and work people. I believe this is one of those times just to swerve people a little bit, people that are online. But at the end of the day, it's not going to swerve us because it's Dave Meltzer. It is Dave fucking Meltzer. And it's sad that I have to say this, because Dave Meltzer is someone that actually had respect by people within the industry, like Jim Cornette, Conan, and so many more. Conan probably still does. But it's sad that I have to say that about someone like Dave Meltzer, because everything he puts out, 9 out of 10 times, is dog shit and is bullshit, and don't listen to it. So this is one of them times where I'm saying it's dog shit, it's bullshit, don't listen to it. Because why would The Rock show up at Bad Blood if he's not going to be at WrestleMania 41? I don't get it. I understand that The Rock is known for being a bit of a pain in the arse when it comes to scheduling, from what we've heard, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think this is bullshit. I think Dave's been fed some nonsense and he's ran with it. The next bit of news from Dave Meltzer is, and this is a shocker, an absolute utter shocker. I'm telling you now. Listen to this. Dave Meltzer says that blading is now allowed in WWE. Really? I'd have never guessed. I don't know where he says he got this information from, nor do I really care. What he has done here is he's used his eyes and reported it as news. Well, he's seen what we've all already seen. We've seen Cody Rhodes bleed. We've seen AJ Styles bleed. We've seen CM Punk bleed. Drew's blood wasn't supposed to happen, but we've seen these people bleed who were supposed to bleed. And now, how are they supposed to bleed? They're not gonna purposely go hard way, right? They're gonna blade. Triple H has given them the blade. That says go out there and blade, and that's what's happened. So Dave, man, this isn't news, bro. This isn't news. We can see it with our own fucking eyes. We don't need confirmation that you can blade again in WWE. Come on. Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson went on some podcast. I don't know what the podcast is called. Don't really care. And he stated that he's got some problems. He can't turn his hip anymore for the yes kicks that used to be called the yes kicks anyway. He can't turn his hip anymore for those kicks. He feels a shooting pain in one of his arms. I think it's his right arm or his left arm, I'm not sure. And he has to have neck surgery, and a lot of these things stem from his neck. So I'm going to be honest. Bryan Danielson needs to retire. A lot of people are saying he's gonna become part-time after WrestleDream. No, I don't think that's the way. At the end of the day, the man's got, 2 kids? I think. Has he got 2 kids? He needs to be thinking about them. Not wrestling for the sickos. He needs to be thinking about his children and being able to walk with his children in the next 5 years. Because if he continues to wrestle, I don't think he's going to be able to walk with his children in the next 5 years. His children are going to be walking, and he's going to be wheeling. Does he really want that for his children? That's all I'm going to say. Does Bryan Danielson really want that for his children and his wife? Does he want to put that burden on them just for the sake of wrestling a few wrestling matches a year? I wouldn't do it. I'd retire. And I think that's what Bryan Danielson needs to do. If he's at the point where he can't turn his hips for a kick in his 40s, and he's getting shooting pains in his arms, and he's got bad neck, retire. It's and this isn't tribalism, nothing like that. It is what's best for Bryan Danielson. It is what's best for his children. It is what's best for Brie Bella. It's what's best for all of them. Right? I don't want to fucking see Bryan Danielson in a wheelchair. No matter how much I despise what he's been doing in AEW, I do not want to see that man in a wheelchair for the sake of him and his children. Okay? So, Bryan Danielson, if you ever listen to this, which you won't, please, man, after WrestleDream, call it a day. Work backstage at AEW. Do something. I mean, you don't need to be in the ring. Aren't you part of the disciplinary committee? I mean, they do producing. You can do something. Tony can find something for you to do that isn't wrestling. You don't need to wrestle anymore. You've done everything you need to do. You don't need to do any more. Save your health for yourself and your children. That's all I've got to say about Bryan Danielson, because I don't want to see this shit. I don't. I really don't. We're going to talk about Cody, Randy, and KO. So after Bad Blood, Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes outside, off camera, not on TV whatsoever, not at the PLE. It was filmed by fans. And as much as I shit on him earlier in the video, I'm going to agree with Dave Meltzer and say that this was done due to WWE not wanting a babyface reaction when Kevin Owens turns heel on Cody Rhodes, because Kevin Owens' heel turn is justified. His people are going to cheer that because it's justified for him to attack Cody, okay? So I think that's why they did it, and they're working it into they're trying to make it look like a shoot, brother. They're trying to make it look like it's real, like it's not supposed to happen. Obviously, we all know it is supposed to happen, but it's not. I appreciate that they've added that. I like that, okay? So, there was supposed to be a women's tag title match between Bianca and Jade versus Lash Legend, and I don't know who the other person is. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name is. Those two were making their entrance, which I thought was an awful fucking entrance. I'm sure they was trying to trigger my supposed epilepsy, but Kevin Owens then interrupts their entrance, which I thought was pretty fucking funny. He interrupts their entrance and just goes off. His microphone keeps getting cut. Cody Rhodes comes out, wants to fight. People are stopping him. Randy then comes out. Randy gets in the ring, trying to stop KO and calm him down. Kevin Owens elbows Randy Orton in the face. Randy Orton turns him around and just whacks him. Kevin Owens is shocked. Everyone's shocked. And that's where it begins. Later on, Kevin Owens is caught attacking Randy Orton, which means Kevin Owens is full on heel now. Obviously, Randy's heel turn doesn't need to happen yet. do it around Royal Rumble time, maybe a little bit after, because it needs to be a little bit more shocking. I guess you can't have two heel turns at the same time. So it's good. It is good. It is good. I just don't know where they're going to go with it, because at the end of the day, I'm going to stand by my word and say I believe Kevin Owens should win the WWE Championship at Survivor Series and then drop it back to Cody at the Royal Rumble. That's what I believe should happen, because Kevin Owens deserves it. Kevin Owens hasn't had a singles championship, in a long fucking time. The last time he had one was the United States Championship in 2017, I believe, when he was feuding with AJ, so that's a long time ago. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we get something like that. At the moment, it's pretty good shit. It's pretty good shit. I like it. Finally, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy Uso comes out, he's getting the big babyface reaction. It felt a little bit awkward for me, because it's Jimmy. He's not the popular Uso. That's Jay. So Jimmy, he's got some, I don't know, something to prove, I guess. No, unlike Jay's proven himself. Jimmy's got something to prove, I believe. That's what I think when I look at him. But Jimmy comes out. He says what needs to be said. Roman comes out. He says what needs to be said. He says that the Bloodline, they're the ones. Jimmy says that they're not, because Roman is a chief without a tribe. Hinting, he says he wants Jey Uso. They need Jey Uso. The crowd is chanting yeet. Roman says no yeet. And then it pretty much goes from there. Later on, we get Jimmy versus Solo, in which Solo wins the match. It's about time he won a match. Jesus Christ. You remember at the start of this year, when Solo said, losing has consequences. Do you remember when he said that? What's he done since then? He's lost nearly every fucking match he's had. Where's his consequences? What's going on? And then the Bloodline attack Jimmy. Roman comes out for the save, but the numbers game is too much for them. Roman gets taken out with a Samoan spike from Solo, and Jimmy's saying that we need him, we need help, meaning Jay. So this is how they're going to work Jay in. I don't know how Jay's going to agree to it. I don't know how they're going to get Jay to agree to siding with the people that turned on him and betrayed him, especially being family. But it isn't just Jay that they need. Remember, there's 4 of them so far, and that's without The Rock. If The Rock's there, it's 5. There's only 2 of them. You add Jay, it's 3. You need Sami Zayn for 4. If you're going for 5-on-5, again, I don't know who's going to be number 5. It's certainly not going to be Cody Rhodes, okay? Thank God it's not going to be Cody Rhodes, because he shouldn't be involved in that. Sami Zayn, yes, because he was a part of the group, and he was a big part of the group at one time in 2022, 2023. So, Sami, he belongs in there. Jay, he belongs in there. Number 5, who the fuck's number 5? We don't know. Unless they have one side of the new Bloodline turn face, join Roman's side, that being Jacob, but at the end of the day, that's going to take a lot of cred from Solo's team. If you add The Rock in there, that's still going to be, I don't know. But it should be 5-on-5. War Games should be 5-on-5, in my opinion. It should always be 5-on-5. We should have Roman, Sami, Jimmy, Jay, Rock, Solo. No, not Rock. Solo, Tongas, Jacob. So it could be 4-on-4. It could be 4-on-4. I personally don't want it to be 4-on-4. I do think The Rock should be in there somehow, some way. The Rock should be in this match, but I don't know if he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be, because he's The Rock. And he does what he wants. If he feels like he doesn't want to do a War Games match that they've been building up to, then he's not going to do it. Basically, sort of contradicts what I said earlier with the Dave Meltzer stuff, but at the end of the day, he's The Rock, right? I'm not saying that this is news, I'm just giving an opinion on The Rock. So, it's slow burning for now. I like that we're getting interactions between Roman and Jimmy. It's been a long time since we've had Friday night Coronation Street, Friday night EastEnders, with the drama with the Bloodline. So next week is Roman here next week? I think Roman's due to be around for a good few weeks. I'm gonna have to go online and check the schedule that was posted by either him or WWE. So overall, SmackDown was pretty good. It was pretty good. You got the US title match with LA Knight and whatever. Everything else felt a bit eh. But these two storylines have carried the entire show. Unlike Raw was mid, super mid, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below with all the Dave Meltzer news, the Bryan Danielson situation, and from what we had on SmackDown. Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, follow me on X@crossman25. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.